Brian and Penny, I really enjoyed your piece of the Gardner, and it's interesting returning to it a couple weeks later after the whole Rose crisis because several interesting things come out now, sort of retroactively looking at the piece. Uh, of course, your class analysis, which comes in towards the end, but which is obviously an important feature of this, but especially when one thinks about what a collection is and the struggle, presumably by Isabella Stuart Gardner for a form of symbolic immortality, which is what collections are all about. This is an argument that Susan Stewart develops quite brilliantly in her long essay on longing, which is really worth revisiting and thinking through in this context. The collection, especially instantiated now in a museum, uh, under these extremely restrictive requirements and confines, the design, the building, every piece of furniture located in a particular way, the imbuing of a persona into the building and the space, intensified by the paintings, the commissioned paintings themselves, uh, all give a sense of this person through her collection living on. Collections, in other words, museums, are in certain important ways living entities. They are animate, and that's one of the reasons we find them so engaging. So your essay on the Gardner becomes all the more potent now that another great collection, not just associated with the vision of one specific person, but many, many different people, and in some general sense, the post-war Jewish American community, as well as all the various artists represented in it, all sort of are now threatened. This symbolic immortality logic that we associate with a great collection now is threatened, which makes it seem poignantly even more alive at precisely the point that it's about to disappear. So in that sense, you have a kind of interesting series in your works. The other thing about the Gardner that I think it is important to bring out is that it has a certain mystique precisely because of the great art thefts of it, the very famous theft. Uh, and there's that palpable sense of emptiness. There are certain empty frames there that are sort of haunting memorials to the lost art and express the hope that someday the art will come home. So there are certain ways that we all live, of course, through these great collections, but they become commentaries on death and loss as well, as has happened very prominently with the Rose. So very nice job. It does end abruptly, so I think something happened technically that you may want to address or repost at some point. And the music is great and works very well, historically, obviously appropriate. But it would be good at the end to give a credit, so we know what the music is, who the performers are, and all that. But very nicely done. Thanks.